Good morning. We are just in the middle of chores, so everything's quiet, which is pretty wonderful, except for the lambs. They haven't been fed yet. So they're screaming hungry. But I thought I'd just give everybody an update on what's going on the farm right now. And give you a little tour. So we have our calves that are close to home right now. Charlie, our bull calf, is just about breeding age, and Rosie is not bred. And we don't want her to calve in the dead of winter. We'd really like it to be late winter. It's a good time to calve for us anyways. So we're not letting them, we're not exposing her to him right now. But so they're close to home. I'll show you the calves. Fighting over grain, always. And then we have our lovely little Ile-de-France sheep who are just so freaking cute. They're not screaming hungry because they're with their mamas. And I'll give you a look at them. We built a little creep feeder for them, which allows the babies to get through that gate to eat some creep feed, which is our own blend of hemp and alfalfa and fava and a bit of grain. And so that just helps give them a boost. It gives them more energy for the winter and helps them grow really well. So everybody's over there eating, and Mama's just got fed too, so they're being all greedy and stuff. So the ewes that have lambed are in this pen to make sure that they stay close to their babies. Our fencing isn't done yet, so there are fences throughout the property. However, they're not page wired, which means the sheep could get out. It's just barbed wire, and the sheep have been out regularly. So we don't want to lose any lambs. There are a lot of coyotes in this area. Thank goodness for Mina. So we keep them in this pen, and it's all fenced off and wired so that they can't get out. So all the mamas are in here, and then they've got this little, babies have this little creep area where they've got a J feeder full of grain and a little hay feeder of their own. They like to eat with Mom. They're out here munching on hay with Mom right now. But because they have intense nutritional needs, they get their own little shelter that they can escape to and have a snack beyond the milk that they're obviously getting from their mothers. And then we have this area where the sheep and cow are right now. This is just where they're wintering. We're keeping them close again because the sheep can get out and they're all pregnant. So we don't want anybody to go missing. So we have a fence line feeder that we just put up here for them that allows them to not pile up while they're eating. So they stick their heads through, and then they get their grain and their hay on the other side, which is working really well. And then the cow on the opposite end has a place where she could put her head through and get her hay. However, she's given grain in the barn when she's milked. So she's going to go and be milked right now. Sheldon's just calling her over. She knows exactly what to do and exactly where to go. And as soon as she gets in the barn, she'll be right at her. I think it cut out while I was talking. So Rosie knows exactly what to do when she gets into the barn, and she'll go right to her stanchion to be milked. And here's Mina being trouble. Out and about and very active still, which is awesome. Let's go see everybody else. So we have our chickens. We pasture the chickens, but obviously in winter there's no pasture. So the chickens are in a coop and all cozy and warm, so they're still laying. They've actually not really slowed down at all, which makes me worried. Chickens usually go through a molt in the winter where they get new feathers. And growing new feathers is a very energy-intense process, and so all of their energy goes towards growing feathers rather than giving us eggs. And the winter, where the light is lowest, is usually their signal to molt, and they didn't molt. So either we're in for a dry spell with eggs, or I could say maybe they won't molt. That would be ridiculous. Of course they're going to molt. However, I don't know when they're going to molt, so this could be fun. However, we do have another 300 hens coming to us this year, so that'll be okay. However, first stop is the piggies. These piglets have just been weaned, and so they're outside without mamas in their own little pen for a little while before they rejoin their herd. This way they get lots of food. They don't have to compete with adults for food. And they're chewing on the heels of my boots. They're very friendly little things, sometimes too friendly. So they were in a shelter with their moms after they were born until they were weaned. And then their moms were taken back out to the herd, and babies were still in the shelter for a little while to allow them to transition off of milk onto some high energy feed that we have for them. And now they're transitioning to the outdoors, because we do keep our animals outdoors for the majority of the year, unless it's really, really scary cold, which it has been this winter. So they've been out here just getting used to it, and they will be next put close to the herd in an adjacent pen where they can still have access to free feed and get used to their herd lifestyle. And yeah, so that's the piggies. They're growing so well, and they're so freaking cute. And they like to chew on my pants. Crazy little things. Go away. All right, onward. Let's go see more things. The coop is a little dark, and I don't even know if you're going to be able to see anything, but we'll check it out. Okay, it's really dark in here and slightly noisy. We've got a couple of roosters in with us. Not too many, because it stresses the girls out. Behind me, you can see the Taj Mahal nesting boxes that Sheldon made me for Christmas. They're so pretty. And in here with me, and I'll give you a shot in a second, I have a whole bunch of different breeds, because we are all about diversity on Fair Share Farms. So I have some black copper Morans, which lay a chocolate colored egg. I have some noisy Aracunas, who you can see over there, and they lay green eggs. And kind of a bluish green, a very light bluey green, aqua color. And then I also have an Easter egger who lays kind of a dark green colored egg. And I have Barred Rocks, who are the black and white striped birds, and they lay a brown egg. And I have Chanticleers, white and partridge, and they lay brown eggs. And I have some, they're technically meat birds. They're a brown crossbreed between a Barred Rock and a Jersey Giant and a couple of other breeds. And we have them in here too. And they're not typically used for eggs. However, I will be breeding chickens this year to develop our own breed for broilers. We are not a fan of Cornish cross birds, as they are fragile, they die easily, they don't have good instincts. The thing is, they grow fast and they taste great. So we're trying to develop a bird that tastes great but grows a little slower and does well on pasture, because that's how we like to raise our animals. And although we do raise our Cornish birds right now on pasture, I'd really like to phase them out. So we're bringing in two more breeds that we can create our own breed out of. So I'm going to show you the ladies. Just getting into position here. So technology is very scary, ladies. So we have our Barred Rocks, and there's a Jersey Giant in there, some Chanticleers, a Lace Wyandotte, a white Chanticleer, French Blue Morans. Oh, and in the back there we have some guinea fowl, and they're crazy little birds. They're so noisy, but they're adorable. So we keep them. Sheldon really likes them. They're just really noisy. They're a South African bird, I believe. And they make it sound like the farm is the jungle and we're on a safari. They just make those noises. And then you might have also seen a few turkeys that we have in here, left over from last year. One is a giant tom who I just keep forgetting to butcher because he's hiding with the hens. So he's still around. I don't think he'd even fit in a roaster at this point. And then a couple of other turkeys.